Dave in Texas here, and what I've got in front of me today is my bass I got from China. And a friend of mine on YouTube, he wants to know how to wire up his Les Paul Kiss guitar that he got from Trade Tang. Same Chinese company I got this from. Now the issue is, there are several things that people don't really tell you because they think you know them when you go to wire something with solder. And the first thing you have, of course, is this soldering gun, a decent one, such as this. You can get these at Radio Shack. I've got some better ones laying around, but I wanted to show him this is like 19 bucks. Right? And you can buy new tips for them when they burn up. And they do burn up. And of course, get some decent solder. Same place, Radio Shack. Looks like this. Alright? And there are a couple things you need to be aware of when soldering. And the first thing you have to be aware of is that you've got to score that potentiometer, right? And by scoring it, what I mean is scratch the shit out of the back of it. Hold on, guys, sorry. Camera back in line. Like I said, one shot. Dave's in Texas. I'm not going to do this when I screw up. Repeat it. So, you see these? Now I'm going to melt these off of this board because I can't use the board. It won't readily fit inside this guitar. Well, maybe it will. Huh. I want to see. I want to take those out. If I can scratch it and get it in there. Anyway, you scratch the back of these potentiometers with something, you know, abrasive. See the serrated edge of this, the tip of it? You can take that and scratch deep scratches into this, right? And once you have it scratched, you wipe it off and take a cloth and get your hand grease off of it. Make sure it's clean again, right? And you go from there. That way the solder and the wire that you're going to solder to the potentiometer stick to it. Very important, otherwise it's going to pop off when you're playing it or come loose and you'll have a cold solder spot. Right? You get to scratch into this pot a nice deep grooves so that, you know, basically it'll remain there. The solder will. And that's always going to stay there. Now, something else you need to be aware of. You need to get some copper wiring because what's being used here, I think, is still aluminum. I haven't literally looked at this guitar that much. But what you do, you take everything off the front, the knobs, the nuts, basically you just pop them right out. And while I desolder this, it may help you to see how you actually have to do this job, what's all involved, right? As you can see, the Chinese do a very excellent soldering job. Use very little solder, very little compared to most people. So they scratch this little spot here underneath the solder and attach these wires to it. And what you have a pickup wire that has a hot side, right? And you have a ground side to the pickup, which is just the silver wire. You can see that. I can't see the screen that well. The white wire coming out, this blue one, goes to one of the legs on the potentiometer, right? And the clear, unprotected aluminum, yeah, it's aluminum, goes to the pot itself and is soldered on the back. I think you can see it now. That's the ground, right? Of course, you see several other wires running from this guitar to these pots. This in particular is very heavily wired, right? This has a ground wire to it from the guitar. Well, no, it doesn't. Anyway, they're also cross-wired. Whereas you can see, this in this hand is a tone pot, right? Same pot, just they put a cap on it. This cheap cap. See this? Now on this, there's no cap. So that means that this is a volume pot, this is a tone pot, and you can see they're cross-wired to one another. So this controls the tone of this particular pickup, right? And the pickup's wired to one of the legs of this potentiometer, so it controls the tone and the sound of that pup. Makes sense? Now, unsoldering is not just it's a very easy job to do, right? You can get in there and just touch this to it and they just pop free. Now, you can wire it back the same way as the Chinese wire theirs, but I don't do that. I don't like the way they wire theirs. Okay? You can see me getting this free. I'm trying to watch this and the monitor, not burn the shit out of myself, because this thing gets hot very fast, this soldering iron. So you don't want to hold on to these things very long. And if they get too hot, get your set of needle nose. Now, this pot is completely free of wiring. It was one of the volume pots. You see that? You can see they have one of the legs soldered back as a ground to the pot. They bent one of the legs back, one of the three, to touch the pot itself. And you can see that too readily with this glare. There's no way around this glare. I've got it on self-focus because I'm working in so many different dimensions. Anyway, so first things first, remove these. Right? Now you can just, get these free of whatever. Just cut them if you want to. Personally, I like to leave the wires as they are inside the guitar and choose whether or not I want to use them later. Now, the pup wires, or the wires that go to the pickups, I leave those alone until I've tried them with Gibson pots and Gibson parts. Because otherwise, I don't know if they're shit or not, because I definitely know these are shit, these pots. I've never ever liked these. I thought they're weak, ineffective, and basically just junk. See how it comes free? Oh, son of a bitch.